Hey everyone, I wanted to take a few minutes and create a screencast here real quickly for you to give you an idea of what to expect as we move into virtual learning for the remainder of the semester. I am currently logged into Blackboard. My student preview mode is on, so this should be what it looks like for you in Blackboard. Um, I want to note that in course materials, I have added an updated course syllabus. And I've spent some time thinking about this. I'm not going to tell you that it's perfect yet. Things may change as we know this COVID-19 situation continues to be a fluid situation, and we get different guidance, it feels like almost every hour. So this is my updated course syllabus at this point. Notice I put the date of March 20th on there. Again, this is going to be the most recent version. There have been some changes made to this syllabus, and I've tried to note those in red. So anywhere you see the red text on the outline or the syllabus is going to be changes that I've made. A few to note first is that when we left, after we met last, I guess 2 weeks ago now, as a whole group, we were briefly talked about lesson closure, and I gave you your charge as you walked out of the room as to what to do with lesson closure. Since we're not going to be able to meet in our groups A, B, and C, lesson closure and that discussion has now been moved to a discussion board, and I've added that to our Blackboard. So I've created a lesson closure forum, and you will need to share what you've learned about lesson closure, share one lesson closure idea or activity with your classmates, and then comment on at least 3 other closure activity ideas shared by classmates to get your credit for that, that piece of the course. Additionally, something different you will see in our Blackboard now is the addition of Zoom Classroom. Welcome to our new classroom. So when we meet, and at this point we will be meeting synchronously, which means we will continue to meet at 5 p.m. on Thursday evenings. I will be logging in a little before that. So if any of you have specific questions or want to pop on, I will arrive early and stay late, much like I did when we were meeting in person. So anyways, click on Zoom Classroom. And if you are a mobile user and need the meeting ID code for our Zoom Classroom, here it is. However, it's really easy to access Zoom Classroom just by clicking on this Zoom Classroom link. Zoom Classroom is launching. When you get to this join a meeting screen, hover over the blue button and join the meeting. And you should be taken to our classroom. There we go. Once you're in the Zoom Classroom, at this point I don't have my webcam on, so you don't see me necessarily. But one of the first things you're going to want to do is test your speaker and microphone to make sure that everything's working. I am going to ask that when you're meeting, if you have a webcam, please have it turned on. Having that video is just going to make this a little bit more personal. And I'd like to see all your smiling faces because I'm going to miss meeting with you in person. So that's how you access our Zoom Classroom. If you have questions throughout, we will be interacting vocally, but also you can also put questions in the chat and I will try to monitor that. I'm just going to ask that you bear with me. I've used Zoom a lot for meetings. Running the classroom through Zoom is going to be another experience, but here we go. Education's about being flexible and learning and growing together, and that's what we're going to be doing. There were a few etiquette things that I wanted to talk about with you when you're in Zoom. Again, I mentioned this video and audio, make sure you're muted until you're ready to speak. Otherwise, we'll get to hear lots of dogs barking or things like that, which will be disruptive. Video makes the experience better and helps with engagement. If you want to test your video and audio beforehand, there is a link here that will allow you to do so. And adjust your camera. Your camera should be at eye level. Make sure that, be aware of your environment and what you're doing, and your camera's on. We can see everything and hear everything as well. So don't eat a full meal. One of the things when I Googled Zoom etiquette was slurping spaghetti on the big screen is unappealing. And that's the truth. Um, Try not to multitask too much. I know it can be very tempting. I am as guilty as anyone else of doing that at times. And so we want to make sure that we are fully focused and engaged for that 50 minutes or so that we're together. Um, and consider your environment. Clean up the area that you're taking your Zoom calls in or that you're joining from. Have a simple background. Just a painted wall behind you is fine. uh, a plant in the background, whatever it is, wherever you're comfortable. Just try to avoid dirty clothes, dishes in the sink, those kinds of things, because this again is how people are going to perceive you now. And then one other tip, you guys may know this better than I do, but as far as lighting, make sure that the light is in front of you and not behind you. When the light is behind you, you end up just looking like a dark shadow. So please, if you can position yourself somewhere so the light is coming from in front of you, that would be fantastic. Uh, I look forward to seeing everyone on Thursday evenings. I have some changes in our syllabus, which I think will be exciting. And I have some guest speakers scheduled to join us virtually and share what's happening in their situations right now as well. So again, Thursday evening, connect with us via the Zoom room in Blackboard. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Know that I'm sharing information with you as I receive it. So I look forward to seeing you all on Thursday.